as we continue to live with the twin pandemics of COVID-19 and racism in the United States, I know Laura and I have been preaching and making statements about the need for us to commit to overcome and dismantle the sins of racism, white supremacy, and anti-Black bias. We regularly preach about the need to do that as our Christian duty as followers of Jesus. And you might imagine, and I've heard from many of our clergy, sadly, who are preaching about the need to address racism in our midst at this time and going forward, many of our clergy hearing about we should, from parishioners and from some leaders, that the church should not preach politics. The church should not preach politics. I just want to say a little bit about that from my perspective. First of all, I do not believe there is any space that is free from politics. Politics, the root word is polis, and that means people. Whenever people gather, there will be politics and there will be inequities of power. And we as Christians are called to decry the powers and principalities that alienate some or marginalize and oppress others at the expense of those who are in power. So with respect to politics, I believe, and this is my position, that Jesus, if we read the scriptures, his whole life was caught up in the politics of the day. Remember, the Magi, when they came to Herod, were looking for the king of Israel. And as a result, there was the killing, the slaughter of the holy innocents. And then once again, when Jesus, about to meet his death on the cross which was a political implement of terror by the Roman authorities, Pilate asked him, "Are you the king of the Jews?" To believe that Jesus' life and ministry and witness was not caught up in politics, I think is a misreading of the gospel. And in addition to that, while we are called to preach into the political space in which we live, as Jesus did, and as his followers did, which actually cost them their lives, we are not called to preach partisanship. And that's completely different. We are not called to take a position along political party lines. That is not our vocation. We are not called to espouse red or blue positions from the pulpit, but we are called to speak truth to power. And that is our vocation, all of us as Christians. So I just wanted to say that and perhaps give some support to the clergy on this call who are hearing it. I know you are hearing it, as Laura and I are, almost daily. And that is our vocation. Thank you. End of sermon, end of teaching moment.